Okay, guys, we are moving into session 10 and session 11. And just to give you a little light to stare at the end of the tunnel, we only have 16 sessions in the entire course. So kudos to you. You are on the down slope. Hang in there. We're getting there. We are almost done. We are going to start session 10 with taking a deep dive into the concept of sex and gender. Contrary to popular belief, in sociology, sex and gender have two very distinct definitions. So in society, we use a lot of sex and gender interchangeably, but that is actually not the case when we look at that topic via the lens of sociology. To get you started with that concept, we are going to go into chapter 11 and complete quizzes 11.1 through 11.7 and wrap it up with the chapter 11 quiz at the end. Moving to our journal for session 10, we are going to watch a crash course video on gender stratifications, and then you are going to answer some of the reflection questions here, making sure that your answers are college level paragraphs. So there's 3 reflection questions here. I should have 3 college level paragraphs when you submit your journal entry. You should be experts knowing all about formatting thus far, so I'm not going to walk you through that at this point. That's going to wrap up your session 10, which is also going to wrap up our unit 2. When we look at Unit 2, I'll back you up so you can see here. Unit 2 covers deviance and social control, global stratification, social class in the United States, and sex and gender. And so those 4 concepts are going to be addressed in session 11, which is your Unit 2 writing analysis. Now, you have already completed 1 writing analysis, and so you know how to do this. Remember, this is done through a Turnitin software. So this is a plagiarism detecting software that also looks for artificial intelligence as well. So making sure that when you are completing this assignment, you are using the information that I have provided for you via videos, via the assignment, or information from your textbook for these past 4 chapters. All of this, even if you're pulling straight from the textbook or from the videos that I have given you, has to be in your own words. You just cannot copy verbatim from any source. All right. We are going to hop into the Unit 2 analysis writing assignment. You're going to click on that link. It's going to ask you to make a copy. You're an expert at this by now. When you make a copy, it's going to deposit into your Google Drive, and you're going to see the Unit 2 analysis that looks very much like the Unit 1 analysis as well. All right, moving through these pieces and parts. Number 1 is going to redirect you to section 10.3 in your textbook. And it is going to ask you to review section 10.5. So I want you to go back into your textbook, into chapter 10, reread section 10.3 and 10.5 before you jump into number 2. So number 2 asks you to take a deep dive into the 7 consequences of social class. So you're going to list those 7 here on the left-hand side, and then in bullet form, you are going to thoroughly explain those particular consequences, how they are affected by your social class. So again, as a reminder, you are not copying verbatim from the textbook on these explanations. You are reading the textbook, processing the information, and putting it into your own words. All right. A tip to have you do that is to think about if you were reading that section in the textbook and then turning to a friend and explaining what you just read. Okay, so you're not going to use the same words in the same order. You are going to be explaining from your own words, and that might be helpful for you. There are bullets here. You're absolutely going to need more than one bullet per consequence, but I've just got one bullet out here to remind you that bullet form is fine here. Number 3 and number 4 are reflection questions based upon those 7 consequences in the chart for number 2. Number 3 is going to ask you which one you feel has the largest impact on the individual. And then number 4 is going to ask you which you feel has the largest impact on society as a whole. All right, when you get to number 5, that's going to address that section 10.5 in your textbook, that reality check of what do you know about poverty. These true-false statements sometimes can be very surprising when we read the answer to them. So you're going to tell me which one surprised you the most and explain to me why you were surprised. Did that shock you? Did that challenge your previous thoughts or beliefs? And thoroughly explain to me why. All right, number 6, I want to draw your attention to number 6. Number 6 and number 7 go along with the video that you are going to click on this link, Surviving an Unlivable Wage, and watch. Let me draw your attention to the point values. There is a 40-point value here and a 5-point value here. 45 of the 100 points for this assignment is right here in 6 and 7, okay? This documentary, Surviving an Unlivable Wage, is 27 minutes long. You're going to need to restart the video if that link for some reason kind of starts off in the middle. So please restart the video if it does not start off in the beginning. But you're going to watch this video and you're going to take notes in this section right here. Now remember, you can do bullets because I've got bullets here, but you've got to certainly add, okay? This section that you're seeing me type all this gibberish in is going to be 27 minutes worth of notes of you watching this documentary. So 5 or 6 bullets is not going to cover the information that you should have gained from watching this documentary. So your notes is going to really center around trying to identify the social class of the people being interviewed, okay? You're going to tie into that the consequences of the social class that they're in and the social location that they're in of each of the people in the documentary. And bring into that the myths of the poor that you discussed in number 5 into this film, okay? What myths are reinforced or what myths are debunked through that film. I am looking for evidence that you watched this video and that you took notes on this video and that you comprehended what the video was putting out there. This is always one of those things that my students tell me at the end of the semester that they gained a lot from. So that's what I'm looking for. 40 points, guys. 40 out of the 100 points for this assignment has to do with you watching this documentary and taking notes. Number 7 is going to just ask you to reflect on that documentary. The documentary is there. What do you feel? What have you taken away? How do you feel about the wage system in the restaurants in America? Do you think that inequality exists? What do you think we can do to change that? Okay. That is going to be a reflection paragraph for number 7. All right. That wraps up the Unit 2 assignment. And remember, when you click on this Unit 2 Analysis Writing Assignment link, beside the blue box with the blue arrow, that is going to take you to a screen, and you are going to see somewhere in the bottom right-hand section that little icon that says Submit Paper. Remember, my screen doesn't look exactly like yours because you guys have the student view. However, the same link is here in session 11 as it was in session 6 that walks you through how to submit assignments via Turnitin. So if you need to go back to those directions and see, there it is right there, and remember the digital receipt, okay? All right, 10% of your final grade falls in session 11, so make sure you give it all the time and energy it deserves. Reach out to me via email if you need me or if you have any questions, and I will be happy to help you.